I don't really consider myself terribly bad about collecting things and buying things unnecessarily, but like most people, I do have a few weaknesses. Like I have a lot of sweaters, for example, and I have a lot of stuffed animals from when I was younger, but I know a lot of people who have more sweaters, and I know a lot of people who have more stuffed animals. However, there are a few things that I think are either more unique type of collections that most people don't necessarily have, or just something that I can honestly admit I've probably just bought too many of them. So today I'm going to show you those things. There are 4 types of things in total that I think I have enough of to deem it a collection, or at least a mini collection. And the first one of those is my postcard collection. I actually did an entire video on this. If you're curious to see all the different ones, I put them up on my wall. And I did a postcard wall tour. So that leaves 3 others that I'm going to talk about today. The first that I'm going to show you is my mug collection. And this is probably no surprise to those of you who really understand my coffee addiction. When I go to a gift shop or just a regular store in general, I always find myself drifting towards the mug selection. No matter where I go, I always want a mug. The oldest one I have from my collection is this one, London. And I got this before I moved to England. I was still a little bit infatuated with UK culture probably at that point. Not that I don't like it now, but once you live in it, it kind of takes away some of the mystery and the glamour. The next one is this one. It says Writer Powered by Coffee. This might be the one that describes me the best. I got this one several years ago. I think actually just the other day, Facebook popped up a little like memory of when I posted about it when I got it. You can see I've used it very well. It's got lots of scuffs and stuff. So this was at the point before I had too many mugs to use regularly. So I used it a lot. Next is the first mug that I bought when I moved to England. I didn't take those other 2 mugs with me because it's kind of silly to travel with 2 mugs when you can just buy something there. So I bought this one. I liked it, of course, because it has the keep calm thing. Cuppa is very British, obviously. It's purple, which automatically gets bonus points in my book. And it just sums me up pretty well. So this was the first mug that I bought when I was over there, and I used it so much. After I bought that one, I traveled to Bath and I bought this one back here. I have it on display because, again, I have too many mugs, I can't use them all. So I decided this one was probably safer to keep its color and stuff if I didn't use it and wash it all the time. But I did use it when I was in England, and it has all of Jane Austen's works across it, and they're books, and they're old looking books, and it's so cool. Next, when I went to Dublin, I found this mug. The quality actually of the mug itself is a little bit less sturdy and reliable, and I'm a little scared that someday I'm still gonna break this one because you can kind of tell it's from a touristy gift shop. It's very classically and stereotypically Irish, so it's kind of cool. And also when I was in Bristol studying, I bought a University of Bristol mug. It's a great memory of my time there, and it's a cute mug. It's got a kind of a different type of handle. I didn't really use this one that much. It was more just for a keepsake. And the last ones I'm going to show you are also for decoration. They are these little espresso mugs that I bought from Starbucks. I have 4 in total, and they came in packs of 2. These I got from England, and one of them says London, one of them says England. I don't actually use them. I don't usually just take shots of espresso. But then when I went to Spain, because I loved my little England ones so much, I had to buy the Spanish ones. So I have one that says Madrid and one that says Spain. And I wanted to get some in Paris. I was hoping that they had kind of the equivalent, and they might, but the one Starbucks I think that I ended up going to only had like the bigger version of the mugs, which are cool, but you know, I want to collect these. Next up, we have my Nancy Drew game collection in this janky Walmart bag because that's how you store things. I have literally every single one of the Nancy Drew computer games ever made, with the exception of the very newest one. For anyone not familiar with what Nancy Drew is, it's a computer game. It's sort of like a mystery game, and I started playing it. It was probably the first computer game I ever got really obsessed with and played all the time. And I was pretty young. I mean, that's saying something because I've had a lot of computer games I love over the years. I was the one who was always obsessed with them, but I used to play them with my sisters as well. I have all the way back to like these CD-ROMs for PC. I haven't had a PC for so many years. Honestly, I don't even think I can play a lot of these anymore because I have access to an old PC laptop, but I don't even think it'll play Windows 95 or 98 anymore. But I can't get rid of them because there's so much sentimental value to these, and I keep thinking someday they'll come up with a better way of playing some of these old games. And that's the only game that I think I have every single one of them, and there are like 32 32, I think now, and I have 31 of those. And the last collection I'm going to show you is my collection of scarves. This collection really could be a lot bigger if I didn't have some self-control, so that's saying something. I'm just going to show you probably just a few of my favorites of these scarves. This one is one of my most recent ones. I just got it last Christmas. I've always wanted a white scarf. It's kind of dangerous for someone like me because I drink coffee all the time and I do spill once in a while, not gonna lie. But so far I've kept this one in good condition since Christmas, so it's not saying much. This one, I don't remember how old it is exactly. I've had it for a few years, but it's the one I probably wore the most when I was in England. It's got little rose hearts everywhere over it, and it matches so well with so many different types of things because it's just a nice soft pink. This one is also a little bit old, but I adore it. I think it was my first infinity scarf, or at least the first one that I wore a lot. It doesn't really look the easiest to match because there are so many different colors, but actually that gives you a lot of different possibilities because depending on what color I chose to wear it with, it kind of brought that color out of the scarf. This scarf I actually got in Edinburgh, and it's made with wool like so many other scarves there. When I went to Edinburgh, they had so many different shops just for scarves, and the big thing was that everything was made in Scotland, and of course some of it was and some of it wasn't, but that was a huge like selling point if you could find a place that had those tags that said made in Scotland. I have a couple of purple scarves here on the end. This one, I think it has my initial somewhere on it, and then this one I've worn a little bit more because the fabric is just a little bit lighter. It's a slightly different shade of purple. Obviously, I have a preference for color, and the more you see of my things, the more that becomes extremely evident. But I have a lot of variety in here as well. I do mix it up once in a while. So those are the highlights of my scarf collection. Those are all the little collections that I'm going to show you in this video. Let me know in the comments what are some things that you collect. And if you want to go one step further, you can take a picture of said collection and send it to me on Twitter. As always, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.